Sound Art introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of two products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. Sound Art ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
We finally have some dirt road under our belt here with XSLR, and against all odds, we went right back to normalcy with Adam Thompson atop the scoring pylon for victory number 6 on the season. Welcome, race fans, to PitStop TV. JP Costa joins me on the mic this evening. Trey Shuttlesworth is on our social media coverage. My name is Andrew Cardinale IV, and this is PitStop TV's live coverage of Cross Series League Racing. As we know, you have many options to watch your sim racing action. We thank you for choosing PitStop TV and tuning in on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. We're in the sun in virtual Avondale, Arizona this afternoon, ready to throw down once more, with these Lucas Oil Off-Road Pro 2 lights. JP, we've seen how physical these guys can get last week at Charlotte, and I expect a whole lot more of the same this evening.
Yeah, exactly. Last week was just a show, it was just beating and banging, rubbing and racing it. Tonight, as you said, it might be exactly the same. This track can narrow down a lot in some corners, so I'm expecting a lot of contact, but I'm sure these drivers are going to be trying to get through the race as cleanly as possible, because some damage can really slow you down, and that's not what you want, especially on such short races.
Very short circuit, very short races to see just 3/4 of a mile around this rallycross course, so even shorter than last week at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's a very tight circuit, a very short circuit, and these guys are ready to do battle. We see some cars getting on, or some trucks rather, getting onto the speedway, getting onto the racetrack for their qualifying efforts. While they get that out of the way, let's take a look at our point standings coming into this evening. Adam Thompson, as I mentioned, right atop the scoring pylon, extending his points lead now to 72 points, and it's 99 all the way back to third place, Jerry DiPiero. So really at this point, points not the focus of our conversation. It's going to be a week-to-week battle to see who can get up there and who can win and who can best the course. And this is the course this evening. So we've marked out some reference points on the racetrack. Turn 1, that's actually in the oval dogleg here at Phoenix Raceway. So if you know the Phoenix International Raceway as it was at the time of this scan, or Phoenix Raceway as it is now in 2021, you know there's that dogleg on what was the backstretch, now the front stretch. On that side of the speedway, there's that dogleg. It's not really an official corner when they race on the oval here with NASCAR, but it ends up being the official turn 1 for this course. So after they roll out of that starting chute that's in yellow, and you can see how it narrows down, how it's going to funnel these drivers onto the racetrack. Once you go through that dogleg in turn 1, it's very, very fast. You set up for a really tough braking zone into turn 2, and that really runs you right down into the oval pit exit, JP. It's very, very tight, very, very tough to slow down, and then you've got to get right back on the power without spinning the wheels too much. Once you come around round turn 4, rather, you have a choice to make. And of course, just like last week, these drivers all have to take one trip around the Joker lap, which is that green course, that green section of the racetrack that you see. That is the Joker lap, and it's there because, well, it's a wild card. It's much like you would see the Joker card in a deck of cards. It is the wild card in this race. It changes things up. So these drivers in each of their races, the heat race, Consi, and the feature, will have to take that Joker lap once, or they can continue around onto the gravel here at Phoenix, and you can take turn 5, turn 6, and between those corners is where our jump is this evening. So that jump is really going to catch a lot of drivers out. I know the 4 to 5 section is very, very fast. You've got to keep yourself very far right in turn 4, then quickly switch back left as soon as you hit the dirt. It's a very, very technical piece of racetrack that really requires the utmost finesse. Once you get through turn 6, again, finessing it on the gravel, you go through into the carousel, as we've named it, turn 7, turn 8, and you finally empty back out onto that main straightaway, but not just yet. You have that quick little chicane that really can catch you off guard and can change the outcome of a race.
Yeah, exactly. This track offers a lot of challenges. As you said, turn 2, it just funnels down so much. So all of those drivers going side by side is going to be extremely important. Turn 4 and 5, the switch, the transition between those two corners, precision is going to be the name of the game there. Otherwise, you can just run off wide and miss the jump, essentially. And obviously, turn 8, the funnel on the exit of the Joker lap, just funneling yourself through the chicane could be an interesting point as well due to the momentum swings between those laps. So this is a really interesting track, really putting up a lot of challenge towards the driver, and it's going to offer great racing here tonight.
So I'll put up the scoring pylon, this ticker on the left side of your screen, so we can take a look at some qualifying times. And off tracks aren't really as common here in qualifying on these dirt road courses, these rallycross courses, so I'm not sure why Jimmy Howlett just took a lap and it didn't count, but he may have had contact somewhere. Either way, Adam Thompson, well, he's right back atop. Oh my gosh, he's got 1.2 seconds back to Robert Schwenkler, the closest qualifier so far. Mike Sorb in 3rd, Bobby Ross 4th, Jerry DiPiero in 5th, and these guys will get transferred into heat races. So their qualifying times, JP, will seed them into separate heats that will go towards determining the starting field. Now, I don't think we have enough drivers. Looks like we don't have enough drivers to force a consolation this evening, which means we don't have to send anybody home. We're starting all 15 trucks. But they will still be sorted into their qualifying races, their heat races, in order to determine the final starting lineup for tonight's 14-lap feature. And that's one of those little things. That's normal with this kind of racing. It's normal at a lot of... There we go. Let's back up. It's normal at a lot of short tracks. There we go. Be it dirt, be it paved. It's normal at a lot of short tracks. I'll keep saying normal at a lot of short tracks. I can't believe I messed that up. But it's nice that we are able to bring that into this kind of racing as well. And it's actually, again, very, very common in this setting of racing as well. So We just finished up qualifying while I was trying to get tongue twisted, and we are ready to go straight into heat race number 1, and we will take a look at that starting grid. Up front, like I mentioned, Adam Thompson, fastest qualifier. Mike Sorum will start second place, starting third. Now, these lineups don't really matter a whole lot, but they more so matter in terms of qualifying speed. Jerry DiPiero third, then you have Lucas Vinco fourth, fifth James Truitt, sixth Scott Benavidez, and seventh place is Jimmy Howitt. Lights are out. We are ready for these guys to go green flag racing. It happens that quickly, and they are already about to go at it. Green lights, I believe, are, yes, they're shown. We are racing at Phoenix. Heat number 1 coming at you.
Turn 1 is going to be an important point. We do have a bit of contact between the two leaders. Looks like Mike Storm is trying to go around the outside. He's not going to manage that. He's going to be closing the door on the 17. He's up on 2 wheels, but he manages to save it.
Amazing catch there from Mike Sorum. Keeps that truck on all 4 wheels. Look at this. Already a joker here from Adam Thompson. When you start out front, I think that's the best option. You take that joker, get it out of the way, and get along your business. However, you see how hard it is to get some grip. That is a mix of asphalt, gravel, and who knows what else out there on the far side of that corner. So the joker lap, really tough to get grip on. Meanwhile, everybody battles up out of the carousel through the chicane for the first time at speed, and Mike Storm was already back into second.
Mike Storm also took the opportunity to take the joker lap and get clear traffic, because after that collision, I felt like he was thinking that he was going to get stuck in traffic. So that might have been a smart move to try and secure that second place. But looks like the battle further back between the 17 and the 5 of James Truitt is still heating up, as back here looks like some drivers are still struggling for grip. Looks like, yeah, James Truitt and Jerry DiPiero go into the joker lap.
And so you see on the ticker on the left side now, you see those purple hats, those purple jester hats. That's because they have completed their joker lap. Now, these two drivers, DiPiero and Truitt, will go purple here in a moment as well, once they complete their joker and they get back onto the racing course. At least they should. Is it going to make a liar out of me? It will go purple at some point, but they have taken their joker. There we go. Once they cross the line, it updates, and it tells us that they have taken their joker. This is important because now Mike Storm is behind both of these drivers after they've all taken their jokers.
Yeah, exactly. Mike Storm just came short of jumping James Truitt, but looks like it didn't quite work out. But he got a lot of time back. Now he's just on the back of James Truitt. Unfortunately for him, he tried to make a move on the outside of turn 4, didn't quite work out. Now he's going to be trying to fight again against James, but looks like this is a tricky part of the circuit. Looks like they're almost matched on paces, as we do have another car, Lucas Finko, on the joker lap. You can see just on the outside, he's not going to be getting quite the momentum, but he is going to be making some time on those leaders.
Adam Thompson goes purple in a different way, sets our fastest lap of the race so far, as James Truitt hangs on to that number 5 truck out of the chicane, and that's why that chicane, it doesn't look like a lot on a track map, but boy, it is tough for these drivers, and especially in these trucks. We'll see, it's not going to be such a big deal in the rallycross cars here in 2 weeks, but with these trucks, it's definitely a pretty tough flick left and right, or right and left.
Yeah, exactly. These trucks with such weight, it just becomes tricky to kind of get the momentum speed. Oh, looks like we do have a bit of contact between the 5. James is going to be finding himself on the tire barrier, so that is a bit of a bummer, but looks like Lucas Finko is going to be capitalizing on that incident between those two.
Finko up the inside, contact there with Mike Storm, forces the 69 out wide, and the 07, or 007 rather, is on through. License to kill, license to pass as well, as he gets on through to the 3rd position. Lucas Finko, how about that? We saw these two drivers exactly do the exact same thing last week at Charlotte. Boy, did they get rough.
Yes, they did, and it looks like Mike is not having any of it. Just essentially putting a slide job on a drift as they enter turn 2 and pretty much just using the back end of that trick. Oh, looks like they're still making contact. Lucas Finko was not happy about that move in turn 2, and looks like he's out for blood here tonight.
Oh, these guys just beating banging. They're probably laughing about it in their voice channel. They're just having a good time. Wow, you see how hard Finko had to turn right there, coming around turn 6. Thankfully gets the truck pointed in the right direction. He's starting to throw it out sideways again, but just a bad lap there for the 007. He got through that first time on Mike Storm, and it was a great pass, but the next time through, not so clean there for him.
Yeah, couldn't make it stick. Looks like he lost quite a bit of time on this lap, as you mentioned. Yeah, quite a substantial amount of time. So looks like Mike is going to have some clear air for the time being if he doesn't make a mistake, as we know how easy it is. But looks like that's the same for everybody. Looks like the biggest loser is James Truitt, all the way back after that contact in the jump, found himself in the tire barrier. and he's gonna be trying to make some inroads on the next few laps.
White flag is out for this guy. Adam Thompson comes on through. There's that dogleg I was talking about. That is a really, really tough corner. It might not look like it again, but man, that is tough, especially trying to turn down to turn number 2. Adam Thompson, this is the final time around the Phoenix International Raceway Rallycross course for him in his heat race, and he's got almost no contest. The gap is over 11 seconds now. Back to Jerry DiPiero. You see how good that 244 looks around turn 6. A bit of a shallow entry to 7, but that actually might have been faster. That was a pretty good run. A little too far onto those curbs there, but a very good run into turn 7. He'll come around. And he has a slowdown, it looks like, but he will still stay way ahead of the rest of the field and will collect a heat race victory.
He's already weaving through the front line, as you can see, just celebrating a nice victory, just like we saw last week, dominating victory throughout the heat races. And, well, it's just more of what we saw, you know, just class and just driving on his own. Mike Storm is coming home in 2nd place. Oh no, it looks like 3rd place. Sorry, Jerry DiPiero finished in 2nd place. Mike Storm is going to be finished off in 3rd after nearly flipping on lap 1, let's remember. So that's a great recovery race for him.
Here comes James Truitt, who also almost flipped over the jump after that contact with Mike Storm. He'll finish 5th. Jimmy Howitt looks like, yeah, will finish 6th place. And Scott Benavidez comes around and finishes in 7th. It looks like Jimmy Howitt may not have known to take the Joker lap in that race and may have to serve a penalty as a result. And we'll see if that does change the lineup here for our feature race in just a few moments. That said, we have one more heat to go through. Of course, again, these are like qualifying races. If you think of the Daytona 500, these are a lot like the duels, where drivers have to set their starting position by going out there and racing one another heads up to get a better starting spot. We'll take a look quickly at the grid for heat number 2, and it's going to look a bit like this. Schwenkler and Ross, the first two, then 3rd and 4th, rather, Chet Duranek and Tyler Coates. 5th going to Gary Annis and Clayton Elborn there in 6th. 7th place, the final starter in this race, Danny Chandler. But these guys all ready to go at it. They are in the starting chute. They are ready to go racing one more time at Phoenix, waiting on the lights to go out, waiting on the signal. Green lights. And the whole shot, it looks like, maybe for Bobby Ross.
I'm not sure, but looks like he got a great exit because he's already lining himself up with Robert Schwenkler. Is he going to be making the move on the outside? No, he's not. The 420 is coming up on the inside and make a bit of contact, but no drivers on 2 wheels this time. Looks like everybody makes it through cleanly. Now, who's taking the Joker? Looks like the leader, Robert Schwenkler, is taking the Joker, and he's doing exactly what Adam Thompson did on the last heat.
Oh, we got the 420. Chet Duranek spun around on top of the jump. He's going to fall all the way back. He's just trying to get himself righted. Meanwhile, a 3-truck battle into turn 7. The carousel here as Clayton Elborn noses into the 407, gets him a bit sideways, and Gary Annis tries to recover. These guys are 3rd, 4th, and 5th in this race. The top 2 have slipped away. Robert Schwenkler has jokered. Bobby Ross has not.
Yeah, looks like some drivers just taking different speeds on the entry of turn 7, and that might have caused a bit of contact. As you can see, just throwing the car to 33, just pretty much drifting towards turn 2 now. Is he going to be taking the Joker? I'm not really sure, just going to have to wait and see. But this 3-car battle of Clayton and Gary looks like right now it's heating up. Now, are any of these drivers going to take the Joker? No, looks like they're all staying now. So this battle is going to keep on hitting on for the next few laps.
We'll see in a moment if Bobby Ross jokered that time. Again, these drivers all have to take the Joker lap, whether it's faster or slower. It doesn't matter how it is at any particular track. They've got to take it to keep the competition fair, and if they don't, that's a time penalty at the end of the race. Schwenkler goes purple with the fastest lap in this race so far. Tyler Coates completely missed the carousel and went very, very wide up alongside of the wall. It looks like one truck back there, is that Duranek maybe had jokered? Yes, he did. So he will catch up to these guys, but once they joker and they cut a little bit of time out of their laps, they should drive back off and away. Bobby Ross did not joker that time.
I'm not pretty sure if Tyler is dealing with some damage, because on the jump I saw him just taking a big hit out of those tire barriers. Essentially, he just completely missed the jump and unfortunately just head slammed into the tire barriers, so he might be dealing with some damage. That's why we saw him struggling, but looks like he's gonna be sticking out on the racetrack, as we do have 2 cars of Gary Annis and Clayton Elborn taking the Joker and getting themselves some clear air. Now, is Gary's gonna jump Tyler Coates? Looks like he is, so nice strategy from him, but looks like Tyler might have the momentum. No, so he's gonna be keeping up that position, at least for the time being.
But that's awfully close for Tyler Coates. He should be able to jump back in front of Gary Annis once he takes his Joker lap. That was not a very good capitalization of the shortcut for Gary Annis. Tyler Coates a bit sideways there into turn 2, but he gets it sorted out, and we'll see whether or not he Jokers this time by. It's only lap 4 of 7, he will, so we'll see immediately whether or not that works out for him. Currently, he was right back on by Gary Annis. We'll see how it changes on the exit of this Joker lap. I'd expect him to exit right around Clayton Elborn.
Yeah, looks like he's just going to be exit side by side, essentially, just a few further back now. Can he catch more momentum? Yes, he can. Does he have anywhere to pass? No, he doesn't. So he's going to be sticking it back. Looks like he's not side by side yet, but they're going to be heading side by side through turn 1, and Clayton's going to be sticking up that position. Looks like Tyler Coates might be having to hang off just a bit back, but they're still very, very close.
And you see the gap back to Gary Annis over 5 seconds, so Gary Annis definitely a bit of a rough run through that Joker lap for him when he took it. And up over the jump here, lap 5 of 7, Clayton Elborn hanging on to a top 3 so far. Bobby Ross has not Jokered just yet. Hopefully he does in these last couple of laps. Ooh, that was a big throw into the corner. Elborn around.
Ooh, looks like he just lost it on the entry, essentially.
He clipped that inside curb. He clipped the turtle and it just spun the truck around.
Oh, so that's why. Unfortunately for him, he was running so well that he's going to be dropping a lot of position. Looks like he's side by side with Chad Duranic right now. Is Chad going to be making the move? He's going to be making essentially a double move on this lap, getting past Gary Annis as well. And now he's going to be having to fend off against a hard charging Clayton on this final 2 laps.
Clayton Elborn hard into the braking zone, all over the back end of Chat Duranic. Further up in the field, Robert Schwenkler, we haven't talked much about him. We haven't even seen him very much. He's just running a very quiet race, coming around to take the white flag on heat number 2. He's got 2.3 seconds back to a charging Bobby Ross. This could be close enough for Bobby Ross to jump Robert Schwenkler on this final lap if he Jokers.
No, looks like Bobby closed
up
that
I
gap
see that now. I see
Jokered.
it. Yeah.
Unfortunately for him, but it's extremely close. He could be putting up a bit of, I guess, mental pressure on the driver ahead, obviously on Robert, but I'm not pretty sure if Robert's going to be phased by his presence just 2 seconds back, but he still has to be very, very precise to not spin that truck around on this final few corners.
Yeah, so Bobby must have Jokered that time, and it finally updated. I just called it a little bit too soon. Through the final couple of corners, through the carousel, then the chicane, a couple of, just not quite the exit Bobby needed, and Robert Schwenkler will collect Heat Race 2 victory. But further back, that battle still sorting itself out. Here comes Chet Duranic, Clayton Elborn up over the jump. Tyler Coates is further ahead, and Bobby Ross went purple.
Bobby Ross just put the fastest lap of the race, unfortunately just a bit too short, but looks like the battle, Clayton looks like he just got a bad run out of the carousel, and he's not going to be close enough to challenge 3rd place out of Chad Duranic, unfortunately for him. But no, still a good race. Great race from Chad. Great comeback from him.
Absolutely. I think that was a great race all around. We've seen some great racing so far this evening. Now, I don't believe that we are going to have a consolation this evening, and no, we are not. We are going to have a quick warm-up session, however, as these drivers get another 5 minutes or so to go out there, test their setups, see if they got to make any changes, see what they can maybe do to gain a little bit of extra speed.
I'm sure some of these drivers are going to be taking a look at Adam Thompson's lap time because he was flying on Heat 1 and his lap times were just amazing. So I'm pretty sure some drivers are going to be taking a look and probably taking some notes to carry on for the important feature race in just a few minutes.
So some drivers funneling out onto the racetrack. Want to thank some of our partners here at XSLR, Cross Series League Racing, of course, Nexus Fab, Dangerous, Allied Esports Racing Series, Laketown Creations, Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, and Baker Steel Detailing. I'll tell you more about all of them as, Nexus Fab, they've been on since we picked up coverage along with most of these partners. Nexus Fab provides custom metal fabrication and manufacturing for commercial projects, residential projects, custom projects, signs, furniture, repair work, etc. Basically, if you need it done, they can do it for you. So any fabrication work you need done, check them out. Nexus Fab on Facebook and Instagram. Dangerous is a top 3D visualization firm specializing in high-quality 3D products, CAD, package rendering services, you name it, photorealistic product visuals. They specialize in automotive subjects and have extensive industrial and consumer product design experience. Let them help you visualize, promote, and communicate your designs. Visit their website at www.dangerous.net, just like it's spelled there on the graphic, dangeruss.net. Crohn's and Colitis Foundation is on here because of a donation in the name of Crohn's and Colitis Foundation that was made by league member Chet Duranick. It's a non-profit, volunteer-fueled organization dedicated to finding cures for Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis and improving the quality of life of children and adults affected by these diseases. Donate at www.crohnscolitisfoundation.org. Laketown Creations custom builds heartfelt creations using wood and other materials. Family owned and operated, they can turn your vision into a reality. Allied Esports Racing Series runs Wednesday through Friday, hosting a trio of series on some of America's best short tracks, paved and dirt alike. Find Allied Esports on Facebook by going to www.facebook.com/Allied Esports Racing Series. And finally, Baker Steel Detailing LLC provides custom shop drawings for fabricators. They specialize in miscellaneous metals, structural steel, and ornamental metals. WBE, DBE certified. A lot of great people, and I've been hearing nothing but good things from Adam Thompson so far about how excited all the partners are with the series and how dedicated they are to helping this series out. I've heard a whole lot of great things, and I know these guys are all definitely the ones that you want to go to if you need anything that they provide. Again, Nexus Fab, Dangerous, Allied Esports Racing Series, Laketown Creations, Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, and Baker Steel Detailing. Some wonderful, great league partners with XSLR.
Great league partners in it for a great league. I mean, this is just so much fun to see these drivers just going at it. And the most important, they're just having lots of fun. So this is just amazing to have these guys around.
And of course, we have our fair share of partners. Of course, Tucson Sound Art, as per usual, where you can get your wall-mounted Sound Art device today. And of course, you can use promo code PitStop TV on checkout to get 10% off of that order. I highly recommend you do so. I've got one myself. I definitely stand by this product. It's a great product. It sounds great. It looks great. It's simply something you've got to look into today at TucsonSoundArt.com. Of course, RacePay setups as well. Use that Discord link at the bottom right to join their Discord server and grab some of their GT3 and Porsche Cup setups today. They do more than just that. In fact, they provided XSLR with a baseline setup for this truck this week. So it's more than just GT3 and Porsche Cup cars. They can even do some Pro 2 light setups for you. All you've got to do is ask, and of course I do ask if you can, that you provide a donation. They're donation-based rather than shop-based. So I highly recommend you check out RacePay setups today. Again, use that Discord link bottom right to join their server. Of course, Permanent Makeup in Cryo in Maine. They've got, well, actually they're opening a new location, I believe, in Naples, Maine, sometime soon. I don't have a timeline on that. It could be this week, could be this month. All I know is that you've got to look into permanentmakeupinmaine.com or go to Permanent Makeup in Maine, Permanent Makeup in Cryo in Maine on Facebook or Instagram to find out more about them. And of course, Whiplash Media, the official camera and graphic provider of PitStop TV. Now, again, I want everybody here to watch in this feature race. Those jokers on the top left, that's how we know some of the deltas and how some of these battles will sort out as we get ready to go feature racing. 14 laps under the sun here in virtual Avondale, Arizona. This is how they will line up. Adam Thompson on pole, Robert Schwenkler second place. They each won their heat races. Third, it's going to be Jerry DiPiero. Fourth, Bobby Ross. Fifth, it'll be Mike Sorum. Sixth, Tyler Coates. Seventh, it'll be Lucas Mako. Eighth, Chet Duranick. Rounding out the top 10, you got James Truitt, Clayton Elborn. 11th and 12th, Jimmy Howitt, Gary Annis. And finally, to round out the field, Scott Benavidez, Danny Chandler, and, well, that's it. 14 cars ready to go out at 14 trucks, rather, as we are waiting on the signal from the starter. Now, if anybody does happen to jump start this, if they start before the green lights are out, they will get a penalty. Red lights up, waiting on the green lights, and we are green. Green lights out, off and away. The whole shot for Adam Thompson.
Looks like Adam got a perfect start. He's going to be squeezed on the turn one by Robert. Robert was absolutely having none of that. Tried to squeeze out, but looks like Adam still got ahead into turn 1. Looks like, ooh, a bit of contact throughout the field. It's
Oh
turn
my
2.
gosh.
Oh, we do have a bit of a traffic jam. Lucas Finko is kind of gets a bit of a bump from Tyler Coates and gets away. Looks like we do have 2 cars taking the Joker. Those are the leaders, right? Yeah, Robert and Adam both taking the Joker. Oh, and Adam hits the inside concrete wall. That could be some damage, but that was kind of unusual from Adam.
I'm not so much worried about the damage, more so just the time lost. That's going to open things up here for Robert Schwenkler, and if anybody else is able to start matching lap times, they could really do something as well. Adam Thompson, though, leads lap 1. Schwenkler in tow. Lucas Finko now into 3rd position. How about the 007, putting himself up into 3rd place, battling behind Bobby Ross and Tyler Coates going at it down to turn 2.
Looks like, as we do have cars drifting around, getting so close to each other. Looks like a bit of a bump in. Just a little bit bumping throughout the grid, but looks like, as we do have someone, Mike Swarm is jumping into the Joker lap close, so he looks like he's going to be trying to take a bit of a clear air in an attempt to catch the top 2 as he just swings the car. He's going to be in close to the concrete wall, and it looks like he's going to be jumping everybody. Now the question is, can he jump Gary DiPiero? They're going to be exiting side by side, but yeah, Mike just got the momentum and he just swings himself up into P3 for the time being.
Duranic, how about that slide out of the chicane? Thankfully hangs on to it, but Chet was hanging it all out and barely hung on to that race truck. Looks like we lost the field there for a moment. Here we go. Chet Duranic in that metallic 420. You see Jerry DiPiero up the road, but Lucas Finko, Bobby Ross all over this 420 all of a sudden. And let's see. Chet Duranic and Jimmy Howitt, they've jokered. Sorry, Lucas Finko has jokered. Bobby Ross has not. So Bobby Ross should still jump over these guys, but he's got to do so soon, or they might start to hold him up. I believe the 33 is faster. Oh, he cuts the corner a little bit. Got to be careful of that.
Have a 3 car, yeah. If you get a slowdown, that could be essentially the end of your battle, but looks like he got away with it. Gary DiPiero also jokered, as we do have a 3-car battle all the way here on the back end. Looks like Chad Duranic, Bobby Ross, and James Truitt. Looks like they're all bobbing and banging. Looks like Chad is going to be the biggest loser as he's squeezed on the outside of turn 4. The number 5 just comes in sliding. Unfortunately, takes out Lucas Finko on turn 2. That was a big, ambitious move by the number 5.
I know James Truitt is out for blood this week. He did not have a great go of things in Charlotte, and now I think he got a little over-aggressive himself and got into Finko a little bit, sent him around. But hey, that's what happens. You beat and bang in these trucks, and he misses turn 6. Here comes Duranic on through.
He completely missed the apex, got forced on the outside, but Chad misses the apex on turn 8 on the carousel, and unfortunately loses the position he just gained, but looks like he's on a better swing. He might get the run onto turn 2. Oh, he's going to be cutting that corner. Watch out not to get a slowdown, but looks like this battle is still going to rage on, with obviously Lucas Finko being the biggest loser, as we do have another 2-car battle on the back here. Scott Benavides and looks like Jimmy Hope, but looks like Scott got a slowdown because he's going a bit slowly.
Scott Benavides falls back a little bit from Jimmy Howitt. Howitt was side by side, making contact with him. Bobby Ross still has not jokered just yet, waiting on that change of pace from him. And it looks like he doesn't joker this time either. So lap 5 of 14, we're getting closer to halfway. And wow, what a race so far.
Exactly, this is turning out to be a great race. Everybody just throwing everything, essentially. They do have 14 laps, but it looks like nobody's trying out for any strategy. Everybody's just going out for all-out pace. But it looks like Chad Duranic on the exit of the chicane got a bad run. That's going to allow Tyler Coates to have the inside of turn 1, and most importantly, the inside of turn 2 with... Ooh, he just clips the sausage curb. He's going to be throwing the car on the inside. He's going to be completely blocking. Oh, he gets T-boned.
Oh, no!
He gets swung on the air by those two. It looks like Lucas Finko gets his positions back.
Well, there you go. Lucas Finko now up a couple of spots. He gets up into, it looks like, the 7th position. Bit squirrely on the landing there from the jump. And Bobby Ross, I don't think, no, he has not jokered yet. So I like this from Bobby Ross. He's keeping that ace up his sleeve. I've noticed just about everybody, in fact, yeah, everybody else has already jokered, it looks like, aside from Clayton Elborn and Danny Chandler, but neither one of them are on the racetrack at this point. So we're down to just 12 trucks, and Bobby Ross is the final of them to joker. We'll see when he does. He's still got a half a race to go, and he could use this as a way to get on by Mike Sorum, if not as well Jerry DiPiero, and get back up into 3rd.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be an interesting challenge from him if he can make that work. He looks like he's a bit too far behind, but if he can put up some good fast laps, some good quality laps essentially, he might be able to, but looks like he's just missing the apex a bit on the carousel. That might not help him a lot, but if he can pull it together, he still has over 6 laps to go. Over 6 laps to go. Please, math. But it looks like he can still catch up and probably finish on the podium.
A lot of great battles still throughout the entire field. Duranic now into 8th place as Coates and Annis are going at it. Here comes Jimmy Howard as well. Howard's been quiet so far this afternoon, but he is looking to grab a top 10.
Yeah, exactly. He's just going slowly on his business, not trying to get a lot of attention, but he's catching up to these two. These two are battling hard. As you can see now, it looks like Tyler Coates missed the apex a bit, and Gary Annis is desperate trying to find a spot to try and get past Tyler Coates. They're going to be going on to the jump. We saw some people missing the apex on the entry of turn 7, and now Tyler looks like just misses a little bit. That's going to be costing him a lot of time. That's going to allow Gary just to close up a lot on the carousel. Oh, look at Jimmy just coming in steamy. Just coming in steamy on the carousel, and he's going to be catching up a lot as Tyler loses the position to Gary on the exit of the carousel.
That lets the 87 truck of Gary Annis on through to the 9th position. Now, Adam Thompson, if you're wondering, continues to lead. You can see Scott Benavidez in tow, but you've got to go quite a ways back to get to Robert Schwenkler in 2nd place. This is a very large gap at this point. In fact, it is in the tune of 6.3 seconds for Robert Schwenkler to make up to Adam Thompson. I mean, it's just looking like nobody can touch this guy. It doesn't matter what he runs, he's always fast.
Yeah. Adam is just repeating what we saw last week. It's just absolute dominance throughout the field. He's just clinical. He's not making any mistakes. He's just pretty much hitting each and every single lap time. Just essentially, just consistent. Oh, as we do have a car on its roof. And that was, I couldn't quite catch it. It looks like on the exit of the carousel. That was the number 87, Gary Ennis. He got in touch with Adam Thompson, our leader. So just as we were mentioning, Andrew, looks like he came into blows with a lapped car.
So here we go, watching Gary Annis. This is about the only way that we could have a problem for Adam Thompson, and Thompson gets in deep there to 7. Now through to turn, this is turn 7 rather, as Gary Annis just made a mistake all on his lonesome, goes on over. How about Mike Storm going purple right there, setting our fastest lap so far of this race?
Well, looks like Mike Storm is trying to save the best from last. He's just behind Gary DiPiero, a few seconds back. He could be trying to get a challenge on these final 3-4 laps. And he looks confident. He looks like he's throwing that car around. He's obviously fighting for the final podium position. But I'm not pretty sure if Gary's going to be willing to give that position away so easily on these final few laps. As you can see, just taking a lot of that sausage curb. Pretty much just throwing the car on 2 wheels. And, well, these two are pushing to the absolute limit on these final few laps.
Once more, I've got to praise the job that iRacing has done with the dirt road side of things. It's an underused set of racing circuits and racing cars, underused discipline, there we go, of racing here on the iRacing.com service. But I love this stuff. This is so much fun to cover. This is so much fun to race as well. If you're looking for something to do with a low barrier to entry, this is it. Dirt road, you get a ton of tracks for free, actually, or included with other tracks. It's great stuff. As DiPiero, a mistake there in 7, but the same for Sorum, goes jumping the turtles. There's a jump on this course, but not those blue ones, guys. You've got to be careful of that.
Looks like Mike Storm is looking out for a few more bumps to try and get more airborne action on his race so far. He looks like he got that in, and most importantly, he closed up the gap to Gary DiPiero a lot on these final few laps. Gary made a critical mistake on the carousel, and that allowed Mike just to get also close. Now he's going to be definitely piling the pressure towards this the final few parts of this lap. Essentially, after the jump is where Mike is making the most time on Gary, because he's just being able to throw the car. It looks like he's just gripping the car, as you can see, just throwing and drifting, and Gary just cannot get the carousel quite lined up yet, as they both, looks like they're both lapping a lapped car. That is Tyler Coates trying to get in out of the way of the battle, but looks like Gary actually quite nailed the final part of the racetrack. Got a big gap to Mike Sorum on this last lap.
Jerry DiPiero, a great run out of the final couple of corners to complete lap number 13 of 14. However, up front, it's the same story different verse. The same song, different verse, I think is how the saying goes. As Adam Thompson up over the jump out of turn 5 down to 6. I mean, nothing can stop this guy, it seems. We've only seen one race now, one feature race that Adam Thompson has not won here in Cross Series League Racing. He's going to make it 7 this evening. 7 races out of 10. Adam Thompson has now won. This is incredible. This is absolutely incredible.
Exactly. Winning all these races in a row, winning essentially the whole league so far. That's just amazing. A great result for him. Also, great result for Robert. From last week, he finished 4th place. This week, finishing in... Oh, no, sorry. Looks like last week, this is a big jump for Robert. You know, that's a great result for him. But obviously, as well, Gary DiPiero holding off Mike and finishing in 3rd. Lucas Finco is going to be finished off in P5. Just coming out of the last corner right now, James Truitt. After that turn 2 Winston is going to be finished off in P7. That's going to be a great result for him as well. I feel like he's going to be happy with the result in the race overall.
Yeah, Truitt's going to sort out into 7th and Duranic into 8th. Got a few trucks stopping up here, and that will be our signal to, well, take our little post-race break because, well, we've got post-race action on the way. Well, not post-race action, post-race interviews, rather. Those guys that just put on an amazing race here at Phoenix, we get to talk to the top 3 finishers. Adam Thompson, Robert Schwenkler, Jerry DiPiero, all on the way. Do not go anywhere. Post-race coverage now from the Phoenix International Raceway, just on the far side of this post-race break. You're watching PitStop TV, Cross Series League Racing. Just finish things up from Phoenix.
Sound Art introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of 2 products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. Sound Art ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
Sound Art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it Sound Art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound Art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with a speaker, the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas, and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it, that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
Welcome back to the virtual Phoenix International Raceway. It is the legacy version here of Phoenix Raceway, so it's not the updated 2021 version. I believe this is from about 2008, 2009, in around there. I mean, this is the Phoenix that I went to as a kid. This is the Phoenix that I grew up knowing and loving, and iRacing went ahead and put a beautiful, a wonderful, an amazing, and exciting, a very difficult, but very fun rallycross course throughout the infield here at the Phoenix International Raceway. Comes up to about 3/4 of a mile, 1 1/4 kilometer thereabouts. It's amazing fun. We've done it here at the Pro 2 Lights this evening. We'll do it again in 2 weeks with rallycross cars, but first, we've got some drivers to talk to, and we will get right down to it. I want to welcome back in JP Costa to the broadcast booth with me, Trey Shuttlesworth, on our social media coverage, and we are ready to talk to, of course, this week's race winner, if we can get a hold of him. Looks like he's moved back up in with the other drivers, but you know what, we'll just move on down the line then. I'll hand it right over to JP Costa with second place finishing then Robert Swinkler.
So Robert, amazing race, amazing result here for you tonight. Just first things first, tell us, how fun is this racetrack to drive around?
Oh, it's super fun, man. I love it. It's good in these trucks, man. I really dig it.
And well, this is a great result for you. Second place, obviously. Last week you finished in 5th. You're in 4th in the standings. You finished ahead of the closest championship rivals ahead of you. Do you expect to carry this? How was your race? Like essentially finishing second, just putting up pace, kind of challenging Adam. You know, 5 seconds back. Are you happy? Do you feel like you could have challenged him a bit more towards the end?
No, man. I think that's the limit of my pace at this track. I did put some practice in to improve my times, but just Adam's on another level. I don't think I would have been able to close up on him.
And what about rallycross cars? Do you think next week changing those cars could give you a challenge to try and dethrone Adam, maybe trying to dethrone him once again on this season?
I'm certainly going to give it a shot. I'm not too shabby at those cars, so I hope to have a good showing for sure.
And next week, do you already know your car preference? You do have a 3-car choice. Do you already know which one you're gonna pick?
I don't have it. I have it narrowed down, but I don't have a final decision. So that's all I'm gonna say.
He's just sandbagging the result, not trying to give any away from his competitors. Great, Robert. Do you have anyone to thank for this fantastic result here tonight?
Oh yeah, I just want to give a big shout out to all the admins for XSLR. They're doing a stellar job right now, and of course all of our sponsors: Laketown Creations, Allied Esports Racing Series, Nexus Fab, Dangerous, of course, and the latest we got just picked up I think the week before last, Baker Steel Detailing. Big shout out to all those guys, and of course thanks to all my family and friends that support me. Big shout out to Frankie, my girlfriend, for letting me do this. She knows I like it, so yeah.
I'm sure she's very proud of your result. Great job here today, buddy. I hope to talk to you next week.
All right, likewise. Appreciate it, guys.
Well, that was Robert Schwenkler, our P2 finisher. I'm going to be throwing back to you, Andrew, right now for our winner interview of Adam Thompson.
Yeah, a little bit out of order. Adam Thompson doing who knows what, leaving us from the interview waiting booth. But Adam, I mean, it's every week with this guy. I mean, it really is. Just getting a race win and spoiling the party for everybody else. Win 7 now on the season. How?
It's a tough life to live, Andrew. I mean, I just come in here. Yeah, I'm not even gonna make a Ricky Bobby reference, but yeah, no, it was a good race, and it was harder than I thought it was gonna be. Rob, I would get some good runs, and I'd start trying to run a little bit smoother, and then I'd just see that gap close between me and Rob. So he kept me on my toes the whole race. I don't know how I've been able to do it, but I mean, every weekend's a new race, and hopefully I can keep it up.
The stat sheet does not lie, although it doesn't quite tell the entire story. I mean, first across the board, 14 laps led. You led a total of 21 this evening with the heat race included. But you say Robert Schwenkler keeping the pressure on you. How do you think that's going to change? Do you think that lead might shrink a little bit, or do you think it'll grow moving over to the rallycross cars the next couple of weeks?
I'm not too worried about the rallycross cars. I don't think many guys in here have gotten much practice, including me, but when we get to the road, I would expect to see that lead shrink big time. There are 3 or 4 guys, including Jerry, who's on the podium tonight, that are extremely quick on the road. So I'm glad where I'm at with my point standings now, and I'm just going to try to keep doing what I'm doing.
Well, then I guess it's a good thing. You've got 72 points coming into this evening over Mike Sorum, who finished 4th. It's soon going to be 100 down to 2nd place. I mean, are you at all concerned? I feel like you can miss the next 3-4 races and not even feel it.
Like Lewis Hamilton right now, if I'm not kidding. If this is how he feels about halfway through the F1 season, I get why he wins a lot of races, because at this point you're just calm. I mean, I obviously don't want to crash out of any races, but having that cushion between 1st and 2nd is really nice. It really is.
So I'll end off with the same question that JP asked Robert. Of course, a 3-car choice. We've got the Volkswagen Beetle, we've got the Ford Fiesta, we've got the Subaru WRX. What car are you feeling?
Well, here's the deal. I mean, I've gotten this Subaru. I've bought it in the game, but I've been watching guys run that Beetle, and I don't know. I think that Beetle may be faster. I think it just depends. If you can keep that Subaru underneath you, it's obviously the faster choice. But for some of the newcomers, the newer guys, like most of us in the league, I think you're going to see a lot of Beetles, including me. I think I'm going to probably run the Beetle.
Hopefully we get a few Fords out there, get a trio representation, but 10-4, we watching out for a Beetle next week, it sounds like. Who do you who do you shout out this evening for a 7th win on the season?
Well, it's going to be Lake Town Creations. Allied Esports, Chuck does our race directing for us, and a huge shout out to him for doing that for us, not charging us to do that. Nexus Fabrication, Crohn's and Colitis as well. Dangerous with Robert Schwenkler, his dad, owns that company. Go check that place out. And also Baker Steel Detailing, the newer ones that we have from last week. They've been it was a big help from him putting in the money he's done to get us to be able to throw in a bit of a cash prize for all the guys at the end of the year. But again, I'm going to have to shout out, just like every week. I'm telling you, Andrew, you're doing a good job, because my grandparents, my whole family, my aunt and uncle, everybody keep coming back. So Dave, Donna, Drew, Monica, Sarah, Lewis, my dog, and my cousins, Rowan and Leah, thank you guys for watching again, and I'll see you guys soon.
Hopefully we did a better job of explaining the race format as well to Lewis, especially because we know it could be a little bit confusing if you aren't with us for the first couple of rounds. I guess if you don't know, you don't know, right? So hopefully Lewis was more up to speed this week, because I know for a dog especially, it could just Joker laps are hard to follow.
Well, I'm telling you, if he's as up to speed as he was on my car, I think he's got it.
Well, you know what? I think we need to get him out here in one of these trucks one of these rallycross cars next week. I think he could beat some of these drivers, honestly. I think he could.
You need to put him in a car.
You know what? I think just being in the same house as you gives him the ability to go out there and beat some of these guys. It just seems like something in that house is just oozing skill right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you what, just watching Lewis when I've just racing and stuff, that little dog's pretty quick, man. I don't think we even need to put him in a car. I bet you he could beat everybody on his 4 legs.
You know what? Until it happens, I'm going to be asking you to make it happen. I'm going to be skeptical of that one. I think he's going to need at least a tricycle or something. If we can put a dog on a tricycle, that would be impressive. But all right, Adam, we'll get you on out of here. Appreciate your time. We'll talk to you, I'm sure, next week.
All right, thanks, Andrew. Thank you again, guys, for what you've been doing. It gets better and better every week. Just, oh man, you guys are amazing. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Adam Thompson, thank you so much for what you do as well. And, well, congratulations on another race win. We'll get you on out of here. Adam Thompson, I can't believe the runs that he puts on week in and week out. The dude just, he cannot be stopped. It's incredible what he's able to do, no matter the car, no matter the track, it seems like. But hey, we had a newcomer to the top 3, and Jerry DiPiero, you were not far behind. You were very close at multiple points throughout this race. A quiet 3rd place. How'd you do it?
That was really tough. Good evening, by the way, everybody. That was because Mike Sorum is probably one of the fastest guys with Adam, as you guys probably noticed before. That was tough to keep him behind me. He was, I saw him do the Joker lap and he passed me. And then right away, I have to do this. So I took the Joker lap. When I took the Joker lap, I noticed he wasn't there anymore. So something must have happened to him. But, you know, I managed to hold him back because he was coming.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Sorum, you're absolutely right. One of the fastest guys out here. He set the fastest lap of this race, and I noticed that your fastest was 7/10 slower, yet you were able to keep consistent, and that is what wins races down the line. That is what puts you up on the podium. I'm sure even going over to these rallycross cars these next couple of weeks, that the consistency is going to be key and will make the difference in these battles in the next couple of weeks.
Sure, yeah, that definitely, and this is definitely not my strong suit. I am a road guy for sure. That's coming up soon. So yeah, this was definitely fun, and I got to give a shout out to all our sponsors. This is one of the coolest things one of the coolest leagues I've been in. You know, that they have sponsors and they're real organized and they do the best they can. Shout out to Adam and Rob and James for, you know, doing their best.
And actually, I'm glad you mentioned the fact that road is your strong suit. Knowing your road iRating now after this past week, working with you a little bit in the Lamborghini for Spa, you know, I'm disappointed we couldn't get you in that car for this race this past weekend. But glad that you were just able to run some laps with us, and you definitely have some pace. Out of those 4 races on the paved road side, which one are you looking at as a possibility to grab your, I think, first win or second win on the season? I think it's second win on the season.
The Miata. For sure.
Well, we've got Lime Rock and Summit Point. Which one are you looking at?
Both. I'm pretty good at both. I know them very well.
Fair enough. So Jerry DiPiero.
I have the good chance there.
All right, Jerry DiPiero calling his shots. We'll watch out for you in that Global MX-5. Who do you have to shout out? Who do you have to thank before we let you go?
Oh, all the sponsors. Got to thank them for making this a real thing.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time this evening, Jerry, and congratulations on a 3rd place finish. That's pretty big and will help you out a lot in the points, and we look forward to seeing you next week in those rallycross cars. Actually, I've totally forgot before I let you go. Do you have a choice figured out yet? Do you know which car you're rolling with next week? I mean, you got the Volkswagen, the Ford, and the Subaru.
I'm in between the Volkswagen and the Ford.
All right, that's what I like to hear. I want to see a Fiesta out there, at least a couple of Fiestas. That's my car of choice usually, and it sounds like it's underrepresented so far, so hopefully we see you out there in a Ford next week. Best of luck to you.
I'll do that.
We'll see you then.
Thank you.
And that's Jerry DiPiero. Again, 3rd place this evening, a very strong result, and that's going to help him a lot in the points, which we talked about and will talk about at the top of the show next week. But for now, we'll take a look at the race results after this one, JP, and it's a very familiar purple 244 atop the scoring pylon. It just doesn't change. It just doesn't surprise me anymore to see Adam Thompson grabbing a race win, but Robert Schwenkler, I think there's a lot to be happy with there for the 235 camp. Very close to Adam Thompson in terms of pace, and I think just needs a little bit more, and he'll have something there for Adam in these next couple of weeks. Jerry DiPiero, we talked to him as well in 3rd place, Mike Sorum 4th, and Bobby Ross in 5th.
Lucas Finko with a great result as well on 6th place on the 007 car. James Truitt is going to be finished off in 7th place after that turn 2 collision. I'd say it's a clean pass. I'd say it will pass on dirt road. The 420 of Chad Durenica is going to be finished off in 8th. Jimmy Hoet, the number 37, is going to be the first car that's going to finish a lap down in 9th. And Tyler Coates is going to finish off in 10th place on the number 407.
And the back few cars, as we get it right back up. Here we go. Scott Benavidez 1 lap down, a much better result from last week. Gary Annis, unfortunately, after his rollover, finishes 12th position. And Clayton Elborn looks like only makes 1 lap this evening, while Danny Chandler did not make the start. So, 14 trucks that get rounded up just like that. Boy, JP, what a round here in Phoenix.
Exactly, that was amazing. Just more of what we saw last week, and I'm guessing more of what we're going to be seeing next week back in Charlotte, essentially, for those rallycross cars. But you said you're hoping to see more Fords. I'm on the free bandwagon. I'm hoping to see a lot of Volkswagens. I really do love the Beetle. It's a bit of a tank, and well, I hope these guys can do a bit of a door banging just like we saw this week.
Well, I know that Subaru is very, very fast. I know it's a little bit OP sometimes if you put it in the hands of the right driver. But I really do hope to see some Fords out there. I hope to see some Volkswagens out there as well. I want to see a variety of cars always. So I'm looking forward to seeing how these guys choose with that opportunity to do so next week. It'll be the first time that we have that kind of opportunity for these guys to choose different cars. And the first time, and the only time I think that choice will make a difference. When you go up to the NASCAR Cup Series, those cars are just a matter of preference, just a matter of looks, not a matter of performance. Even the IndyCar, well, of course, there's just the one IndyCar. The dirt cars, they were just all the same thing. The dirt street stocks, the dirt sprint cars. And when we get to the Dallara IR01, it'll be the same car for everybody. The Miata's the same car for everybody. The Spec Racer Ford, same car for everybody. So I'm looking forward to seeing a variety of cars next week and seeing how those choices may affect drivers. Of course, here's our schedule, the next little bit of our season. We've got 6 races to go, beginning with race 11 on April 11th in 1 week's time from the Charlotte Motor Speedway with the Rallycross cars this time around, as opposed to the Lucas Oil Off-Road Series Pro 2 lights. Then we come right back here at Phoenix Raceway before we head to Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. It'll be a lot of fun over there in Belgium. We'll see how those Dallara IR1s perform. And of course, Mazda MX-5s at Lime Rock and Summit Point before rounding out the season at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca with Spec Racer Fords, JP. Can you believe it?
That's going to be something interesting to see. I have never actually raced those cars, but I'm sure they're a lot of fun because the community is very, very fun to see on the forums, and I'm hoping to see great racing. I mean, Laguna Seca, you cannot go wrong around there.
Yeah, Laguna Seca is a great course. Those Fords, they are tricky cars to drive. They are definitely tough. I look forward to seeing how they race as a group like this. I think that's going to be a wild final round. It'll definitely be tough for these drivers. And kind of working in reverse there with those last 4 rounds, from the top on down to the bottom almost. Those Spec Racer Fords are kind of rookie cars. So very interesting car choice for the series finale. That's May 23rd. Make sure you're there for Laguna Seca. Before we wrap things up, of course, another big thank you to the series partners here at Cross Series League Racing: Nexus Fab, Dangerous, Allied Esports Racing Series, Laketown Creations, Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, and Bakersfield Detailing, as well as our partners here at PitStop TV, Tucson Sound Art, Your Picture, Your Music, Race Pace Setups, Pick Up Pace with Race Pace, Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine, You Deserve the Best Care That Money Can Buy, and Whiplash Media, the official graphic and camera provider of PitStop TV. JP, thank you so much once more for joining me on the mic this evening. That does conclude our coverage tonight of Cross Series League Racing at Phoenix International Raceway. PitStop TV thanks you for tuning in and joining us for tonight's action, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. The channel stays active weekly, and you can catch a variety of racing throughout the coming days. Just tomorrow night, we'll actually have some great racing from the Bristol Motor Speedway, where the BRP iRacing Series will crown a champion in Thunder Valley, putting a cap on an epic big block modified season. Nork returns Tuesday with a 200-mile high-speed showdown in Kansas, and LTAC flies north to the Granite State, running at New Hampshire Motor Speedway before XSLR goes back to Charlotte Motor Speedway on Sunday, this time with full-blown rallycross cars. Make sure to tune in, make sure to follow us rather on Facebook, and you can tune in on Facebook as well as on Twitter, on Twitch, even on YouTube at the following links. We've got Facebook, www.facebook.com/PitStopTV, Twitter at PitStopTV_, Twitch, www.twitch.tv/Pit_Stop_TV, and YouTube at www.youtube.com/C/PitStopTV1. Once again, for all of PitStop TV, JP Costa with myself on the mic, Trey Shuttlesworth on our social media coverage. My name is Andrew Cardinale IV. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to catch up on the rest of XSLR's season action so far. The races have all been quick so far, so you definitely have to go catch yourself up on Cross Series League Racing. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. We will see you right back here tomorrow night. Have a happy Easter, have a happy Sunday night, and we will see you tomorrow for BRP from Bristol.
Sound Art introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of two products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. Sound Art ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.